Welcome to Baltimore, where today the Cincinnati Bengals go against the Ravens. It is a blustery day here in Maryland. Winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour, and the chill factors will be down in the low 30s, but it's great weather for football. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. If you like touchdowns, stay tuned. We could have a lot today. The Bengals all talked about the confidence they got with winning last week's game against Jacksonville and how their coach, Bruce Coslett, in his first game as head coach, kept telling them, you're going to win. Just keep playing hard. You're going to win. And they came from behind with 21 points in the fourth quarter. Another confidence builder, Beasley, is the play of Jeff Blake, particularly when he's hitting the great one, Carl Pickens.
Well, I love to watch Blake throw the long ball. He throws it higher than anybody in the league. He throws it. I watched one of his passes and counted the yards. 68 yards the ball traveled. And when you talk about Pickens, I mean, those two guys have been the best combination in the National Football League since 1994. That surprised most people. Would think it would be Young and Rice. But 29 times they've hooked up for touchdowns. That's pretty good.
Here in Baltimore, they talk about their own Mr. October, Vinny Testaverde. Over the last month, he's been phenomenal. Nobody in the league's put up the passing numbers he has in the last 4 games.
Well, I have never seen Vinny Testaverde happier than he is right now. When we spoke to him yesterday, he was beaming about the fact that he calls his own plays. I've been with him since 1987. I was a sports anchor in Tampa when he was made the #1 pick in the National Football League draft. And when you throw it to Derek Alexander and Michael Jackson, great targets, almost 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns already this season.
Wind could affect play. The wind is picking up, and we're almost set to go. We'll be back to Memorial Stadium in the kickoff when the Bengals tee it up against the Ravens.
In 1866, the world's first dynamo was invented by Werner Siemens. It began the revolution that brought electricity to everyone. That was then. This is now. The generation, distribution, and control of energy are at the heart of Siemens today, where you work, live, and play. And with 46,000 people at work nationwide, Siemens is leading the way into the next century. Siemens, precision thinking.
Enterprise, rent a car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
We at Dr. Pepper never thought anyone would duplicate our one-of-a-kind taste. But someone finally did. We did. Discover what millions already have, the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Teddy Archibrodo, an offensive specialist, and he's had some offense. His team over the last 4 games averaging almost 33 points a game. But they've only won one of those games because their defense, Beasley, has given up so many.
Boy, I mean, it's unbelievable. They give up the most points in the National Football League, and that has been a real shocker. But when you talk about Bruce Coslett, though, he's got these guys believing in themselves, trying to keep them from falling back into that loser's mentality when things go wrong.
Here's the kickoff. Hit downfield. It carries deep into the end zone and out as Dunn looks at it. And the Bengals will start 1st and 10 from their 20 on the touchback. Jeff Blake at quarterback, hitting 55% of his throws. He's hit for 10 touchdowns, been intercepted 6 times. He's been sacked a lot, though, 29 times. Willie Anderson has the potential to be a great one, a rookie from Auburn, their #1 draft choice, but he was victimized by the Jacksonville pass rush last week. Garrison Hurst will get most of the carries if his ankle holds up. John Carter will be in there quickly if it doesn't. Pickens and Scott, the deep threats, although we're told the Bengals are going to shorten their passing game at the outset because of the wind. Blake on 1st down, gives it off, and here is Garrison Hurst. Good defense by the Ravens. Linebacker Mike Caldwell, number 56, who has 4 sacks this season, even though he's missed 2 games, makes the stop. The defensive front of Baltimore has been racked by injuries. They've really had problems. The best pass rusher, Anthony Pleasant. Middle linebacker Ray Lewis from Miami of Florida, an undersized but very fast middle linebacker drafted in the 1st round. The secondary has been the problem area. It's given up a lot of big plays and a lot of touchdowns. As Blake drops the throw and gets time, right through the hands of his fullback, Jeff Cothran, who was wide open. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Well,
here he is right here, and what he'll do is sneak out. You see him come around. It's a little circle route where he sits down. This should have been an easy completion. Now, he doesn't get the ball very much. In fact, he's only carried it 13 times this year, but that's one that'll get you put on the bench.
Yeah, it's questionable whether they'll go back to that play again. Catherine blowing it big time, and that brings up 3rd down and 8. Blake standing in. Takes a look, fires, he's got his man wide open and running is David Dunn at 220 pounds across the 50 and all the way down to the 40-yard line. Antonio Langham, who's given up a touchdown pass in every game except one this season, is the man who finally ran him down, but he did it 58 yards downfield.
Well, they've got 3 receivers out to the right, 1 out wide to the left. And you see that you got a lot of crossing patterns in there. Look at Don as he finds a little open spot in that zone, and then some very good open field running after that. And Don, he doesn't get the ball very much either. This is another guy with only 8 catches this season for 130 yards. That's a big catch.
Real big. Dunn has come alive. He had 3 for 66 last week, and he had only 5 in the previous games total. Here's a ball on the field. Popped up, and the Ravens might have it. As running with the ball and coughing it up was Garrison Hurst. Look, Beasley, he never really had the handle. That's going to be still Cincinnati's ball.
Well, what the really good running backs do, they look at the line. They're looking for a place to run. And that ball was placed in the right place. That's the Garrison Hurst fault. You see that Blake put that right around the waistline. And Hurst was looking forward, though, looking for a little seam, a place to run.
So the Bengals are fortunate as they retain possession of the ball this opening drive, highlighted by the long pass play to David Dunn. It is 2nd down and 11 for Cincinnati. The Ravens ready to blitz. Hand off straight ahead, running well with the ball and turning up is Eric Bieniemy inside the 30, and he's down close to the 28-yard line. So Bieniemy gets a 12-yard gain and a 1st down. They needed 11. He got 12.
You know, I feel sorry for Eric Bieniemy. He's always been in a situation where he's behind a great back. It was the same situation for him in San Diego. Every time you see this guy run, he does the right things. You see when he was in traffic for a second there, he covered up the ball with both hands. A sure runner, great attitude runner. When you see him run, you get a sense of how aggressive he is.
Only 5'7", 197 pounds. He wants it so bad. Just loves to play as Pickens goes in motion on 1st down. Opening drive. Bieniemy turning wide, and an outstanding play by that fast rookie middle linebacker Ray Lewis, 52. He's tough to go wide on, although he's had some trouble being undersized at stopping the run straight at him.
Well, Ray Lewis got one of the loudest ovations here in Baltimore when they introduced him. They love this guy. Look how quickly, and we're talking about a rookie, reading the hole instantly, moving to make the play.
I'll just say they've never had a rookie that's picked up the system as fast as Lewis. That's why he's starting as a 1st-year player.
Well, he started when he was in college. First time out of the box at Miami, he was a starter.
And had like 16 tackles against Colorado in his first game. Like somebody said, he's never been a rookie. Here is Blake taking a look up the middle, and the ball is dropped at the 25-yard line on 2nd and long. Ray Lewis dropping back. Darnay Scott with the drop. Darnay will drop some. He'll also make some phenomenal plays. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, with Darnay right over the middle is where he's had some trouble. He's got to get his confidence back. I mean, this guy is a major league player, but for some reason, really just this season, right over the middle, he's had some trouble. He senses Lewis. That ball was tipped a little bit, so we can't blame him for that. But he has had the drops this year.
3rd down and 12. No score. The opening drive as Blake steps in. Here comes a penalty marker down. It was thrown before the snap of the ball. And the preliminary signals against the Bengals. We could have had illegal motion. Willie Anderson.
Number 71 on the offense, moving prior to the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So the big guy right here, just moving just a little bit. You can't do that.
Nope.
Trying to get back to get in position.
11:40.
Well, it's Kajana Carter checking in now. And this is another guy. He had a big game last week, couple of touchdowns.
That makes it 3rd down and 17 for the Bengals in this opening drive. Blake, long ball. Pickens is out there. Carl Pickens can't get to the ball in the end zone as he had a step on the defense Eric Turner, the free safety, and Deron Jenkins, a rookie, trying to stay with him, but they could not. But the ball's a bit overthrown.
But Turner's in great position here. You see him right in the middle, kind of moving over to this side. He reads it perfectly. The ball is thrown great. I mean, that's a good throw, and that's the kind of ball that Pickens, with his great speed and great leaping ability, every now and then you'll see him get vertical and bring that one in.
He can get vertical. This is a guy that was a 7-foot high jumper at Tennessee. But Lee Johnson, one of the NFL's best punters, is back now. He'll hit the ball at about the Ravens 45, so he puts it downfield, and it gets by the cover man. There's a penalty marker down. Racy Walker was down there, but the ball got by him. Bernie Kukar signals
illegal man downfield.
They'll take it on the 20 now.
Ineligible member of the kicking team, number 51 downfield. The penalty is declined. First down.
Didn't want to give Lee Johnson another crack at getting the ball inside the 10. We'll be back with the Ravens on offense.
Freshness hotline, what's the problem?
Man, my party is lame. I think I got some skunky beer.
Sir, relax. When was your beer born?
Born? What are you talking about?
It doesn't have a born-on date?
A what?
Do you have any Budweiser?
No, man, you gotta help me.
Okay, remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
No. Sir, put down the skunky beer and slowly back away.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Feeling safe, being secure. It's why more families rely on Buick LeSabre than any other full-size sedan. Peace of mind from LeSabre.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Buick and your local dealers. By Visa, NFL, by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers. And by McDonald's, official break of the NFL.
With chill factors in the low 30s and winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour, the Ravens with Vinny Testaverde pulling the trigger, ready to go on offense. Testaverde's best career number for touchdown passes was 20 for an entire season. He already has 18 in half a season.
Well, I'm excited for Vinny. I have never seen him this happy, calling his own plays. You can expect at some point in this football game you'll see a no-huddle offense. Really moves the ball around. There's Don Strock, who's really helped Vinny a lot. Strock is very cool. He's a cool guy. And I think he's cooled Vinny out a little bit, kind of calmed Vinny down. Really playing great.
And Marchabroda is an acknowledged master at working with quarterbacks. He's brought some of the best in the league to their top levels. Here is a throw in the flat. It's a little bit high. They try to get the ball to Ernest Miner. It comes in with 23 catches. Steve Tovar, the middle linebacker, was covering, and there is the offensive front. Jonathan Ogden, the fourth player picked in the last draft out of UCLA, is really coming of age. As they phrased it here in Baltimore, he's as good as advertised. As the Ravens start out in a no-huddle offense, Ernest Miner takes the ball straight at the Cincinnati defense and gets it close to the 23-yard line.
And Don, when they go into that no-huddle offense, it's the Vinny Testaverde show.
There's the defense in front. Dan Wilkinson playing great football. 6 sacks as an interior lineman.
Vinny calls all the plays in the no-huddle.
And Vinny now throws over the middle, and the ball is incomplete at the 28. Very close to interference, but Corey Sawyer at his rule, number 23, was there right on time, so it's quickly 3 and out for the Ravens, and Coach Marchabroda sends out his punting team. And there's one of the best, 2 great punters here today. Greg Montgomery's averaging over 45 yards a punt, and more impressive is his net average, which is almost 38. Fourth best in the league.
He had a 67-yard punt against New Orleans. He traveled 60 yards in the air.
He booms the ball into the swirling wind. Coming up on it is Greg Myers, a rookie from Washington State. He leaves the ball on the field, but fortunately for him, It goes out of bounds, so twice now the Bengals have coughed the ball up, but both times they've dodged the bullet. That was a 43-yard punt and a 4-yard return.
Some people feel the biggest difference between the Regal GS and other sports sedans is the way Regal's refined suspension system holds the road. However, others feel Regal's 36 inches of very generous legroom is something you just have to see to believe. Regal by Buick. The fine line between sport and sedan.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365.
Boss, give a look.
Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad 365-ös.
Az bizony.
It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh?
This is the NFL on NBC.
Back to chilly Baltimore, where the Bengal defense has just sent the offensive Vinny Testaverde and the Ravens off in 3 downs.
Well, they have really struggled on defense. I mean, they ranked last when it comes to points per game at 29. I mean, just look at the numbers down the board. This defense has really struggled, and primarily because of injuries. They lost a lot of their defensive linemen, so they switched from the 4-3 defense to the 3-4 defense. There's the defensive coordinator, Marvin Lewis, one of the good young guys, came over from Pittsburgh. He was talking about his secondary, Don. He said they're struggling coverage, tackling, being in the right position, changing calls, communications. And in my mind, I was saying, well, what's left? What's left?
You name it, they're not doing it. First down and 10 for Blake. You get the feeling he could light up this game at any moment. There's been a lot of receivers running free, and now a quick out to the great Carl Pickens, who turns it upfield, and he's ahead for a gain of about 6 yards to the 43-yard line. Antonio Langham, left side corner, takes him down.
Now there's an example of what Blake was telling us. You see the play here. He said that he rarely makes a mental mistake. He said he never makes one. So there he picks up the blitz, makes the right audible. Pickens is on the same page, and they're able to get a little gain, even though Baltimore was coming in an all-out blitz.
And as Blake said also, Beasley, anything less than a 10-catch day is not a good day in Pickens' opinion.
He wants 160 for the year.
Yep, that's his goal. Here is a handoff to Garrison Hurst, turning wide. On second down and a long 4, he takes it to the near side and is out of bounds at about the 47, and he has enough for a first down. 5-yard gain.
Now, when we were talking to Garrison Hurst yesterday, he was, just talking about how difficult it's been for him in the National Football League when he came to this team, picked up off waivers from Phoenix. He didn't understand it because, they've got Kajana Carter, they've got, some good runners here, but he's really fit in, and now he's the starter.
He's the starter. They've got an extensive backfield with 2 of the highest picks at running back that come out in recent years, in Kajana Carter and Hurst. Here's a throw to Pickens. Look at that movement. Carl Pickens loses some people with the quick deep move, the shoulder drop, and he's ahead for a gain of almost 7 yards before Donnie Brady, a rookie who's going to be a target all day long of the Cincinnati pass offense, brings him down.
So once again, here we are. Here's Pickens down here at the bottom. It's going to be just a 3-step drop and a very quick pass out to him. And now apparently they saw something in the game planning, because this is the second time we've seen the quick screen, probably because the DB is going to be way back off of Pickens.
They back off. It's invariably here is a handoff as it is Garrison Hurst running with the ball, and then the entire defense almost throws him back. It was a 2nd and 5 play. Mike Troll, who's been dinged this year, had some injuries, and Eric Turner's also had a bad ankle. Both moving well to the runner that time. Coach Marchibroda, he works almost exclusively with the offense, as you pointed out, Beasley. Marvin Lewis is his defensive coordinator. They've really lost some terrific people up front. Dan Footman out for the season with a broken arm. Rob Burnett, maybe their best defensive lineman, he's out for the season with a knee injury. They've had problems from an injury standpoint. 3rd down and 2. Blake calls his own number, and he dives ahead close to the 41-yard line. And it looks like from the way the linesman's coming in, he might have the 1st down.
Well, that's that added dimension. See, I love that. I don't like it when these coaches say, I've got a quarterback who can run, like Brunell in Jacksonville or Jeff Blake here today, and they saddle these guys like they restrict, they take away a prominent part of what they can bring to the offense.
They didn't get a good spot here, I don't think, Beasley. It looks like it's back from where they originally had it. We'll see if he gets there. He got it at the nose of the ball. So Coach Coslett takes a deep breath, and his Bengals drive on in the scoreless 1st quarter.
Coslett and Jeff Blake go all the way back to the New York Jets. Looks like we might have an injured player on the field, but Coslett brought Blake here when he was an assistant, and now he's got him as his quarterback.
Looks like one of the Ravens is being attended to, and will be back after he's taken care of.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Feeling safe, being secure. It's why more families rely on Buick LeSabre than any other full-size sedan. Peace of mind from LeSabre.
Just up from 40 Deuce and Dream Street, there's a joint that jumps with solid swinging and hep-cat scat. Where the Heidi-Ho Man and the Godfather of Soul hit the high notes with every cool in the pool. It's a house on fire called the Cotton Club, where every night the vibe is hot and live gigs aren't the only things that cook, because the club chases up some of the best chaff in town. So if you're hip to the scene, grab some threads and bring your Visa card, because the club jives and jukes at a shake, but never with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
There are those who worry about the future. And those who don't have to.
Tonight, after the game, Miami's favorite quarterback meets America's funniest detective. Dan Marino and that other guy, Ace Ventura, tonight.
Nancy Kerrigan, Torville and Dean, Christy Yamaguchi, Brian Boitano, and more. An encore of the NutraSweet World Pro Figure Championships next Saturday.
Mike Frederick, a big D lineman from the University of Virginia, shaken up on the last play. They can ill afford to lose any more defensive linemen, Beasley.
No, they really can't. There's Frederick right there, and watch him as he goes into his own teammate, and that's how he got hurt, but he did walk off on his own power. Looks like he's okay.
On 1st down in the scoreless 1st quarter, Blake and the Bengals go from the 42-yard line of Baltimore. Blake, long ball, he lofts it out there. Deep separates the ball from Carl Pickens. Antonio Langham knocked it away. Now for an update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Don, in Indianapolis, Jim Harbaugh intercepted for only the 3rd time all season. Chargers make the most of it. Sean Salisbury, 41-yard touchdown to Charlie Jones with the extra point. The Chargers have the lead on the Colts, 7-0, 1st quarter, Don.
Thanks, Greg. Indianapolis, some people looking at them early in the season and talking Super Bowl. Now they're wondering if they'll make the playoffs. They lost 3 of their last 4 and off to a bad start today. As Blake drops to throw on 2nd and 10, a pump fake. Fires down, and he comes in too hard and too high for Darnay Scott. So Blake has been off target. He missed an open Carl Pickens in the end zone on the 1st possession. This wind could be a factor, though. It could have the ball sailing.
You know, they were having trouble catching punts early in the game, and the wind is a factor. As you see, Blake steps up. He's got his man wide open, and it simply comes out too high.
Blake now 3 of 8 throwing the ball, 49 yards, 38 of them coming on the 1-pass play. Big down, 3rd down and 10. The Bengals working into the gusting wind. Blake, deep drop, he gets time, fires downfield, the ball is separated from David Dunn as there's some big hits put on. Blake coming in high, Dunn making a terrific play on the ball, but then the hitting was even better. And the Bengals stall again and send out their punter.
You know, we were talking to Jeff Blake about Darnay Scott's problem catching the ball over the middle. And he said that those guys have to trust me. I'm never going to leave them strung up out there by themselves. And that time, that ball came out high, and Dunn was strung up. And, boy, as a defensive player, when you get those guys exposed, diving over the middle like that, you take your shot. That's exactly what Ray Lewis did.
And that brings out Lee Johnson for his second punt of the game. No score in the first quarter. Johnson angling near sideline. Left puts the ball out of bounds. And we'll see where it's marked and where the Ravens will start their second drive. Their offense has only been on the field in this first quarter for 3 plays. Out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
At the 18, it's a 24-yard punt.
Next Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, it's an encore presentation of the NutraSweet World Skating Championships. Christy Yamaguchi, Nancy Kerrigan, Brian Boitano, and Torvill and Dean headline a world-class field of skating stars. That's next Saturday here on NBC. And right now on NBC, it's Vinny Testaverde and the high-scoring Baltimore Ravens offense looking to move the ball. They go to the run, and running well is Ernest Biner, the 34-year-old veteran who leads the team with 515 rushing yards and a 4.0 per carry average. But we'll see some Bam Morris today, and maybe before long.
Well, this is a super run. Very good blocking up front. But Biner's been doing this all season long, running through tackles. You know, they've got Bam Morris. We'll see some of him, so that'll give him a nice little break.
Again, they go to Ernest Biner, working hard, but he might have enough for the first down. He needed a little over 2 and appears to have it. James Francis, 50, was on the stop from his outside linebacker position for the Bengals. So the Ravens get their first down of the afternoon.
This is that slow no huddle. It's not a true no huddle.
On 1st and 10, Testaverde under the rush takes a look, fires downfield, and is it a completed pass? It looks like it might be. A beautifully executed play by the Bengals. Derek Alexander with his 38th catch of the year, coming back at the ball and keeping both feet in for a 15-yard gain.
Oh, this is a great look at it. Now, this is not a great route. It's a great throw. You see the coverage is pretty good, but Vinny throws it so far back ahead. What a great catch. He throws it so far back that the receiver is able to separate from the defensive back.
Now the Bengals might have been offside as they came with a blitz. And run by Ernest Biner is taken down to the 45. It was interesting, Beasley, yesterday when we talked to the Bengals coaches, they all said the key to stopping Testaverde's passing, believe it or not, is to first stop their running game.
Well, you know, you want to make them unidimensional so that you can you know, you can better judge what defenses you need to throw at him. So, yeah, they'll try to stop the run.
On the defense, number 90. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Here's a quick look at it right there on the nose. You see the jump.
Tim Johnson, one of the defensive tackles. That makes it 1st and 5. Testaverde freezes him with a pump fake. Long ball. The coverage is good as he goes to Michael Jackson, the most dangerous Raven on the field. A long ball threat with 42 catches, 7 for touchdowns already this season.
All right, take a look at the pattern up here at the top of your screen. He'll move down and watch him fake a little stop, little curl, little go. And you saw the pump fake, but that didn't fool anybody.
The coverage was good. This Cincinnati defense played very well against the pass against Jacksonville last week as Biner runs on 2nd down and 5 and gets about 2. Be 3rd and 3. In fact, Jacksonville went in as the number 2 pass offense team in the league. And they were held 189 net yards passing against the Bengals last week, although they ran well.
See, Vinny just shouts out the play. He's calling his own plays. He'll get a suggestion from the coaches, may or may not go with it.
Here's a blitz. Testaverde fires. He's got a first down connection. And Floyd Turner is all the way down to the Bengals' 31-yard line. A 16-yard gain on the play and a first down.
Floyd Turner was with Ted Marchibroda when they were with Indianapolis. Comes over with him here, and this is a good throw. Good call by Vinny. Vinny has a lot of freedom in this offense. Don Struck, quarterback coach, been working with Vinny, doing a great job.
Testaverde going long again, going to the end zone. Jackson goes up and almost takes it in. Jimmy Spencer, the right cornerback, number 22, got there late, but his contact might have freed the ball. Almost a touchdown.
I tell you what I like about both of these teams, Don. These quarterbacks will throw it up and trust their athletes to not allow the ball to be intercepted. That should have been caught. It would have been a great catch, but that's the kind of catch that Michael Jackson makes over and over.
He can get up too, very much like Pickens of the Bengals. He has the ability to elevate. Michael Jackson just limped off after that play. Handoff, Biner running on 2nd and 10, and he's ahead for about 5 yards to the 28-yard line, where the rookie safety Greg Myers, who's played very well, a 5th-round draft choice, makes the stop.
Well, both of these offenses misfiring just a little bit, but you know, you can tell that they are very aggressive offenses. We've seen long throws into the end zone by both quarterbacks.
You can see another. Here's a throw and a catch. It's a first down as the ball is completed inside the 20-yard line. Ray Etheridge comes down with the ball.
Ray Etheridge with an old-fashioned out route, 12-yard out. That's the toughest and most dangerous throw in football, but Vinny's got the arm.
Let's see what Vinny goes to now on 1st down and 10 as the Ravens are threatening. A quick throw over the middle, a tip ball, and very nearly intercepted by Tovar, the middle linebacker who grew up as a Browns fan in Elyria, Ohio. Bruce Cosler was pointing out this week to his players that the Browns last year, when the Ravens were the Browns, they only won 2 of their last 12 games, but both were against Cincinnati.
John, when you take a look at this stat right here, it's shocking. I mean, for this team to only have 2 wins and have that many takeaways goes against every rule in football.
Back to the play. It's another run play on 2nd down and 10. A short gain by Ernest Biner in his 13th year from East Carolina, as Bruce Coslet now seeing his Bengal defense challenged.
Cincinnati is plus 12 in the takeaway giveaway ratio, and every coach that I talk to says that's the #1 stat. Normally, if you do that, you've got a winning team.
But the Bengals come in 2 and 6. Testaverde looks, fires to the end zone. He has an open man. Derek Alexander comes down with the ball for the touchdown, his 7th touchdown catch of the season. For the Ravens working with the wind at their back, and Testaverde on target time and again in this drive. The 11th play of the drive, good for a touchdown. A 17-yard touchdown play puts the Ravens on the board, and now the extra point attempt by Matt Stover, who struggled last week. Missed an extra point and missed 2 field goals. He's up and through. And with 4:03 to play in the first quarter, the Ravens have taken the lead 7-0. They'll kick off as the NFL on NBC continues.
This toothbrush is my life. Why'd I have to pick archaeology? My father begged me to be a lawyer.
Hey, it's never too late.
Yeah, right. What about you, man? You ever think about retiring?
Peter, my friend, I am retired.
For people with their own idea of retirement.
And I was a lawyer.
Now there's Aetna Retirement Services. We not only give you the tools to build assets, but manage them as well. Build for retirement, manage for life.
When was the last time you played in the rain? Let your hair go wild. Flexed your muscles to the world. Stayed up past your bedtime. When was the last time you felt this good in a car? Riviera by Buick. See what it can do for your state of mind.
An 82-yard drive culminating with a 17-yard touchdown throw from Vinny Testaverde to Derek Alexander. And the Bengals now find themselves down 7-0.
Now here's a great look at the touchdown. Number 33, Ashley Ambrose, is in man-for-man technique. You see him move to the inside, and just a great route. Fake to the out, breaks to the inside, and turns Ashley all the way around. That's, you know, the key is to find out where the man-for-man coverage is. Who's one-on-one? Vinny found it.
He found it indeed. The 7th touchdown reception of this season for Derek Alexander. former #1 pick out of Michigan, who had a slow start when the Ravens were the Browns. But he's really off to a great start this year.
And Don, the way you know it's man for man, if the cornerback stays on the outside, he's got help inside. He's got a safety or somebody in there. When you see him slide inside on that man for man technique, you're all by yourself.
Be interesting to see now how the Bengals respond as Don Strock goes over a well-executed play with Vinny Testaverde. That was Testaverde's 19th touchdown throw of the season. Ball kicked with the aid of the wind, and Dunn takes it from 2 yards deep in the end zone. A big pass returner. Dunn is across the 15 and stopped at the 17-yard line. As Adams comes down, Vashon Adams, and makes the hit. Follow the NFL on NBC online at NBC.com/sports. This week, we give midseason reports on the teams, in-game scoring updates, and digital playbooks. Plus, our weekly poll question asks, which Super Bowl winning coach deserves the most credit for his team winning the championship? It's all at NBC.com/sports. Blake and the Bengals working into a gusting wind in the first quarter. The handoff. And running hard with the ball is Garrison Hurst. As we check the ticker coming up now, San Diego holding to that 7-0 lead on the Colts at Indianapolis.
Third interception only by Harbaugh this year.
But it was quickly turned into points. Philadelphia and Dallas tied up at 7-7. Waters on a touchdown run to tie the game. Second down and 6. Ravens lead at 7-0. Handoff. Garrison Hurst. Good defense by Baltimore. Giants up on Arizona as the Giants have begun to play better.
Loss of 1. Third down coming.
That brings up a 3rd and 7 call for Jeff Blake.
Boy, the offensive line didn't know what the snap count was. About half of the guys stood still. The quarterback and the running back took off running. You can't have that. I mean, that's where the trouble has been for Cincinnati all season, is in the offensive line.
It's a group that struggled. Blake said he hopes they blitz him because there'll be a lot of guys running free if they do. This is 3rd and 7. There's a blitz. There's a throw to the wrong side of rookie receiver Jeff Hill. And again, the Bengals are stopped, and they'll have to punt the ball into the wind. And the Ravens could come out of this with very good field position.
Stephon Moore almost had himself an interception thrown right into his stomach. And nobody was picking up Brady whatsoever. Number 24 was wide open and free. I don't know if the wide receivers didn't catch the blitz adjustment, but that was just a bad offensive play. Bad series.
Johnson hits the ball hard into the wind. Coming up on it from the 38 is Jermaine Lewis, and he holds on and gets to the 44-yard line. Marco Battaglia brings him down. A 33-yard punt and a 6-yard return. The 7-0 lead, Beasley, encouraging for the Ravens because they have really been bereft of scoring in the first quarter this season. They've been a second-half team. Now they've taken the lead early.
And talk about quarterbacks who have taken every snap. Vinny Testaverde has been very durable throughout his career. And he's one of only a few. You see them: Mark Brunell, Gus Frerotte, Bono, Everett, and Brown. Brown of the Giants.
Now, Vinny Testaverde with 3 wide receivers and 1 setback. Checks his alignment. Bengals coming for him. He gets some time and makes the connection to Derek Alexander. You'll remember that last time he caught a ball, it was for 17 yards and the game's only touchdown. This was for 10 yards and a first down.
Old-fashioned slant route. Working on Ashley Ambrose. Ambrose is might be the best cornerback on Cincinnati's team. So they're going right at the strength when it comes to man-for-man coverage.
Handoff, and actually that was just short of a first down where the ball was marked. There was 2nd and inches, and it looks like Ernest Biner got the needed yard, and it's a first down for Baltimore.
Alexander holding his elbow, the right elbow there. So you see if that has any impact.
Testaverde against a blitz, throws it in the flat to the usually sure-handed tight end Ryan Kinchin. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Vinny's got a banged-up elbow also. His right elbow's been bothering him.
Yeah, it looks like one of those inline skaters, or that's what those kids wear when they're going down railings and jumping off of concrete stairs.
Here's Testaverde on second down, throws in the flat for a first down to Michael Jackson. Terrific pass offense by the Baltimore Ravens as Testaverde is spreading the ball all over the field. That was good for a 16-yard gain.
Well, this is just pitch and catch. This out route has been open all day long. Vinny said this is the third out route that Vinny has hit with ease, not even challenged.
Ravens looking to build a big early lead. Here's another throw, another timing pattern, and the ball is dropped. Jackson again on the left flank and hold on to the ball. Larry Peccatello, the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's over on the upper portion of your screen.
Back in the back, and he's under some pressure right now because he's got to figure out a way to stop this passing attack.
Former U.S. Army paratrooper. He spent many years with the Redskins. He was concerned with stopping the run, but right now it's Vinny Testaverde's right arm that's been dangerous. Here's another throw and catch. Diving at the ball is Derek Alexander. As the Ravens are putting on a clinic. That one was good for 10 yards and a first down.
This is the same route that he ran on Ashley earlier. It's a comeback route. That is a tremendous reception. I mean, he had to get vertical, catch it with his hands.
And up, cutting back, Ernest Biner. He's down inside the 10 and down close to the 7-yard line. The Ravens, we point out again, are working with this gusting wind up to 25 miles an hour in their favor. At their backs as a Bengal is down on the play. That's the Tim Johnson. Artie Smith. It is Tim Johnson.
Well, it's both of them.
Both of them are down.
Oh.
Artie Smith is also down, so a disastrous play for the Bengals as two of their starting defensive linemen both banged up on one play. That stops the clock with just 31 seconds to play in the first quarter. So very shortly we're going to see some young players coming in, and one of their best young players, Javon Langford, a rookie pass rusher from Oklahoma State, who was terrific last week against Jacksonville. He's not in uniform. He has a knee injury suffered in that game. Ramondo Stallings will be coming in. Kimo von Oelhoffen. As Larry Peccatello's got the glasses on, trying to figure out what moves do I make now.
Well, that's very difficult when you lose two starters at once like that.
Of the two, number 70, Artie Smith, seems to be the least banged up, sitting up now. Looks like he might be all right. The Ravens are driving. They lead the game 7-0 on a 17-yard touchdown pass from Vinny Testaverde to Derek Alexander, who has really been a remarkable story. Alexander struggled mightily in his early years with the Cleveland Browns, and this year he's just blossomed. 40 catches for the year, 3 today, 1 for a touchdown, and difficult catches he's been making. Although the touchdown was a room service throw. Handed right to him. Beautifully done. And Artie Smith is up and walking off. But Tim Johnson's still down.
They've got very young players behind them. Coming in will probably be, let's see, behind Artie is Todd Kelly, number 98.
Looks like one of his own linebackers, Rico McDonald, might have fallen on him. Tim Johnson.
See 90 coming into your picture. Ricardo's right behind him and basically just falls on top of him.
Now Tim's looking a lot better as he's walking off under his own power, so they both could be back. 8th play of the Ravens drive coming up. Their scoring drive, a 12-play 82-yard drive. At this point, Vinny Testaverde has been well protected, and he's been searching out and hitting the open man.
Well, that's the key. Vinny has not had to pull the ball down. He hasn't had to run around, scramble. 7 completions, 14 attempts. He's been picking the right guy, found the one-on-one matchup for the touchdown throw.
See the quarter winding down to 19 seconds to play in the first quarter, and the Ravens challenging again. They lead the game 7-0. And Biner stopped cold. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. Coming up to make the tackle on the play for the Cincinnati Bengals was Tovar, the middle linebacker. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. The Ravens lead it as the NFL on NBC continues.
You've been thinking about getting a digital satellite dish. And thinking some more. Well, think about this. The people at Radio Shack can answer your questions. Plus, now they've got great deals. Own an RCA brand DSS dish with programming for about $1 a day plus installation. Up to 200 channels of select movies and sports available on USSB and DirecTV. Think about it. Better yet, stop thinking about it. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Oh, Mr. Jordan! Next year, when I grow up, I'm going to win an NBA title. And when I'm 9, I'm going to be in a movie like Space Jam. And when I'm 10, I'm going to eat deluxe sandwiches, just like you.
That's pretty ambitious. Now at McDonald's, try our deluxe sandwiches with the grown-up taste and collect these fun Looney Tunes stuffed characters from the movie Space Jam. Just $2.99 each with the purchase of a new deluxe or any other large sandwich. Come on. You want to learn how to jam?
Yeah.
Space Jam at McDonald's. Come hungry. Leave stuffed.
Over the last 150 years, all kinds of companies that said they'd be there when you needed them didn't stand up to their promises. That's life. Our policy of thoughtful, prudent investing has kept us, well, a pillar of strength for the last 150 years. That's New York Life, the company you keep.
The NFL, if you ain't got size up front, you ain't got nothing. And the Baltimore Ravens have size. Look at T-Bone Jones. He's the smallest.
No, they got some big guys. I believe this is they're in the top 5 when it comes to largest offensive lines in the league. You see averaging 6'6", 316.
Jonathan Ogden, who told us yesterday he stands fully 6'9", weighs 325. From nearby Washington, D.C., so it's really a home game coming to Baltimore as a high pick. 4th player chosen in the last draft. Ravens challenging to go up 14-0. They lead 7-0. Testaverde lofting a ball. It's picked off. Jimmy Spencer, they've been going after him, and Spencer goes high and takes it away from Michael Jackson. And so that could be a critical play in this game because the Ravens look like they might put a knockout punch on early.
Well, Don, that's a cold weather throw. Normally when he throws this ball, he throws it straight up in the air. Michael Jackson is 6'4", so he's able to jump up over most defensive backs, but you see the ball wasn't thrown high enough. Also, it was too obvious for me. Number 81, Jackson, lined up closer to the offense, to the body of the offense, to give himself room on the outside, and that's something that defensive backs know to look for. Cincinnati with the most interceptions, 16 coming into this one, but that interception by the other team.
Most in the American Conference as the handoff goes to Garrison Hurst on first down. Nothing at all. He got back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Stopped on the play by Tim Goad, one of the defensive linemen of the Ravens. You could see a change in the Ravens defense now as they're going to look at more long balls as Blake is working with the wind at his back.
That was a big play for Cincinnati to stop what was a sure field goal at worst.
It was Testaverde's 10th interception of the season versus the 19 touchdowns he's thrown for, including one today. 7-0 Baltimore. Blake takes a look, fires, gets his man, the big tight end McGee, and he's ahead close to the 27-yard line, a gain of 7 yards on the play as Stevan Moore makes the stop. Early report on Artie Smith, left ankle sprain, expected to return for the Bengals. Tim Johnson, right thigh contusion. There's Big Tim, and he is also expected to return to the Bengals defensive line. On 3rd and a long 2, almost 3 yards. Blake has 3 wide receivers in the game. Dropping to throw. Fires, makes the connection. It is Carl Pickens for a first down out to the 39-yard line. They needed 3. They got 11. Antonio Langham was on the stop.
This is two real good athletes, and that's the old in-out play. So Pickens fakes like he's going to run a quick slant or an over route, stops and turns out knowing exactly how much he needed to get the first down.
Johnny Majors, who coached Carl Pickens at Tennessee, said in all his years in football, and that's 50 years, he's the best athlete he's ever been around. That's the statement. Carl Pickens. Handoff. Running yards have come tough against the Raven defense. This time Garrison Hurst with that piston pumping drive leg. Shoves off and gets ahead for a couple of yards as Donnie Brady finally got him down.
You know, that was very close to being a big play. Watch the defense of the Ravens. See, they all move in the wrong, they all move too hard in this direction in the beginning. So if it wasn't for Brady staying at home on the backside, that would have been a real long run. That's a classic case of over pursuing.
And that brings up second down and a long 4. Play fake by Blake, raises some people, has an open man, gets it ahead. Looks like it's enough for a first down as he fired the ball to Jeff Cothran. You remember Jeff bobbled the ball earlier and actually went right through his hands, and now they go back to him a second time and he makes a first down play. Caldwell on the tackle.
That was a double zone in the defense, so Blake was looking in a double zone. Usually the soft spot is right up the middle, so the completion was in the short middle. He was looking for a while deeper down the middle and took the safest throw.
It's a lot easier to throw now for the Bengals as it was for the Ravens in the first quarter. Working with the wind at their back. Hand off to Cothran, the big 250-pound fullback from Ohio State, is down close to the 46-yard line. Gain of about 4. Mike Kroll was the tackler for the Ravens.
You know, people look at a simple little play like that and you say, oh, you know, why run that one? But it's a tendency breaker. He doesn't run the ball very much. Came into the game with 13 or 14 carries total. So that's a tendency breaker. The defense not expecting him to get the ball, and so he gets a nice little gain.
Darnay Scott is not in the game now. He had an earlier drop. They have Jeff Hill in, number 84, in the slot at the top of your screen. On second down and 5. Jeff Blake goes with a long count. Hands off, running with the ball and taking on tacklers is Garrison Hurst, who came into the game with 339 rushing yards, leading the Bengals 4.1 a carry. The Bengals have not had a 100-yard rusher as Darnay Scott now comes in. Have not had a 100-yard rusher in 57 straight games. That's almost 4 seasons.
See, that's amazing. And that's why they drafted that young man, Kajana. And I predict he'll get several 100-yard games before it's over. He looked real good last week.
Third and short. Third and less than 2. Here's a blitz. Blake rolls out, takes a look, fires downfield. Darnay Scott goes up and comes down with the ball at the 23-yard line. We talked about how sometimes he'll drop him, sometimes he'll do what he just did there, make a phenomenal play. A 17-yard gain.
Don, they are so lucky. Watch this. See, Langham thinks it's a run, so he goes up to play the run. Scott was so wide open, it's incredible.
He really was.
I mean, if they could have thrown he gets a hit right at the end here, Jeff Blake, but if they could have thrown the deep ball there, but Blake was running so fast, he took the comeback route. That was, the Ravens are very lucky not to have given up a touchdown there.
As it was, they gave up a 17-yard play for a first down on Darnay Scott's first catch. Here's another throw and catch to Darnay Scott. Blake brings the ball in low, where only Scott could make a play on it. There's a gain of about 5 as the Ravens now see their opponent moving to their 20-yard line and challenging for a tying score.
And this is the kind of season that Darnay Scott is having. I mean, he either makes the spectacular play or he drops one. I mean, I think he's one of the best long ball threats in the league. So he's got to get back to where he was last year and the year before that.
He goes in motion, does Darnay Scott. Pitch back Garrison Hurst. An excellent defense by middle linebacker Ray Lewis, who was so tough to get wide on. He is fast, and he's been running down every wide run play today.
Well, you see him smiling there. I mean, that's basically saying, hey, you don't have anybody over there who can outrun me to this sideline. Look at him just channel his way down, follow the runner, follow the runner. The sideline is his best friend. After a while, Garrison Hurst runs out of football field. That's perfect linebacker play. He entered the play perfect.
See the rushing yards. Got a lot of production there. Big down here. Third down, and the Bengals need 8. Blake, fire. He's got it tipped away. Well done by Antonio Langham, who tipped it away from Jeff Hill. And that brings up 4th down, and here comes the field goal team.
And see, Antonio Langham is another one of these feast or famine guys. He's a super, look at that coverage. Gets the left hand up quickly and taps it away. He gets a lot of pass interference calls. You know, he'll give up some weird plays, but he'll make great plays.
He was the #1 draft choice, was Antonio Langham out of Alabama. Doug Pelfrey, you see his numbers, 10 of 12 for the season. This is a 40-yarder. He is 3 of 4 from 40 to 49. He puts the ball up and spins it through. And the Bengals are on the board for the first time. And now trail 7-3. Cincinnati will kick off when the NFL on NBC continues.
This is Ford Escort. Did you know that it's new? If you knew that it's new, did you know the wagon's new too? The engine is new, the suspension improved. A safety cell protects but stays out of view. It's quieter inside to shush out the out. But for those who simply must twist and shout, there's premium speakers on a new stereo, so you can get every note and get it to go. This Escort is great. This Escort is nice. This Escort has a very sensible price. So why not check out the newest Escort this season? We've given you every rhyme and rhymed every reason.
Today, more than ever, business isn't conducted in just one language, nor does it rely on a single currency or a universal set of rules. So what makes you think it operates at just one speed? That's why worldwide, UPS gives you more guaranteed on-time delivery choices than anyone else. After all, business today may know no boundaries, but when it comes to deadlines, it has plenty. UPS, moving at the speed of business.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Ford Escort. It's new and it's nifty, made for the smart, the intelligent, thrifty. By Gateway 2000, personalized computers shipped factory direct. By the Principal Financial Group, for over a century, your edge in retirement insurance and investment products. And by UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL.
San Diego 10, Indianapolis 0.
We're back in Baltimore, where the Ravens lead the Bengals 7-3. A 40-yard field goal by Doug Pelfrey of Cincinnati has just put Cincinnati on the board for the first time today. And now Lee Johnson's ready to kick off with a gusting wind at his back. Wind's been a factor. The only offense that's been effective has been the offense that's been working with the wind today. It's gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Jermaine Lewis is back deep. Johnson, very strong of leg. He's liable to kick it right out of the end zone. He's been excellent for a lot of years. He hits it hard. It's going to carry down to the 5-yard line to Randy Baldwin. And Baldwin is out close to the 25-yard line. And there, Vinny Testaverde and Baltimore will go on offense after a 20-yard return.
At the Principal Financial Group, you'll find the strength of our investment performance is your 401k retirement advantage. You'll find our flexibility will meet your insurance needs, and you'll find the balance of choice and quality you need in health coverage. For over a century, you've trusted the Principal for strength, flexibility, and balance in retirement, insurance, and financial products. At the Principal, we give you an edge.
Bullwinkle, we passed by here an hour ago.
Where's here? I thought we were there.
Bullwinkle.
Oh, don't
Okay,
worry, Rob.
that's enough TV for today.
Yeah.
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, come on, we're out of here. Dad, where are we going? This better be good. We gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, honey. See that? See? That's cool.
When are we gonna be there?
Hey, stop, wait! Dad, can we take him home?
Ford Explorer, because the world's too big to be left unexplored.
We're there.
Tonight's NBC Superstar Sunday. Yeah! Mike Ditka's on an all-new Third Rock when aliens discover football.
You make it all the way down to the big poles, you get to dance.
Cool! Go, Badgers, go! Then look who's back in Boston.
You think everybody knows your name?
Aw, come on, that's Shelley Long on an all-new Boston Common. NBC Superstar Sunday tonight.
You've seen him shoot. You've seen him score. Michael Jordan. But you've never seen him reveal so much. From the minors to the movies, as Michael Jordan goes one-on-one with Jane Pauley. That's tonight on Dateline. Watch Dateline's exclusive interview later tonight here on NBC. Bam Morris in the game, as the Raven players are saying. Beasley, when Bam joined the huddle last week, said, "I'm in the game. Let's hit somebody." He hit somebody. 6 carries, 59 yards, 2 for touchdowns.
That's right. And they are glad to have him. I like his attitude, man. When we spoke to him yesterday, he's so upbeat.
He didn't get that name Bam from soft-footing it. Here's a handoff to Bam, and he powers his way to the 31-yard line and gets a big ovation from the Raven fans. Taken down by Dan Wilkinson, whose number we've not called much today, as Wilkinson having a terrific year.
There's Big Daddy. See him straighten up his opponent, fall back in to jump on Bam's back, but Bam had already gained about 5 yards.
Former Pittsburgh Steeler. Now throwing off his back foot, and the ball is caught. What a play by Floyd Turner. As the great arm of Vinny Testaverde off his back foot, he arcs it 27 yards right on his target downfield.
See, they caught the blitz here. Look at this. You see Tovar coming in. They pick up the blitz perfectly. Vinny, once again, trusting his athletes. I mean, that's into a crowd, but he throws it with the confidence that my guy's either going to knock it down or he's going to catch it. My athlete's better than your athlete.
That time his athlete made the play. Here's a throw, a screen play to Bam Morris, running hard. Bam Morris is down to the 25-yard line before James Francis takes him down.
That's why this is one of the best offenses in the league. You see Bam sneak through the line. Now, I wouldn't want to tackle this. I'm telling you right now, I would not want to hit Bam Morris running full speed downfield at his size. That's, you know, when you count in the fact that he's running, that's about 260 pounds you're hitting.
Well, that's Bam Morris going Bam again right at the Bengal defense and down close to the 21, where Francis again makes the stop. The Ravens encouraged by scoring their 7 points in the first quarter. Over the last 4 games, they've scored 130 points, the most in the league in the month of October, and yet they didn't score a single point over those 4 games in the first quarter. Today they did. Here's Testaverde firing to an open man, Eric Green. The former Pittsburgh Steeler tight end who joined this team is down close to the 13-yard line. He has a first down.
Well, the big question about Eric Green was when was he going to get in football shape, and so they're starting to use him just a little bit. I think he's got the best hands at the tight end position, Don. Quiet, soft, he'll catch everything.
They just made a big play there. Here's Testaverde against a blitz, firing near side, and it comes in low, incomplete. He was looking at Michael Jackson. Jimmy Spencer was a target again, as they're working Spencer's side a lot.
Well, they better be careful messing with Spencer. Here comes Sawyer on the blitz, and Vinny, you know, sees it, throws it. Spencer's been in good position all day.
He's made a huge play. You remember his interception in the end zone that stopped another Ravens drive. Ravens lead 7-3. Testaverde makes the throw. Michael Jackson dives down close to the 4-yard line and very close to a first down. He'll be just short of it. It'll bring up third and about a yard.
See, the offensive coordinators look down there and they say these DBs are playing so far off these receivers, we can run these little quick stop patterns to the receivers all day long.
Bam Morris hitting hard, and Bam Morris is down to the goal line. But he's not in. He does have a first down. Tracy Walker gets him down just before he got the ball over the plane.
Well, it's one of the best offenses in the league, and they are sprinting up and down the football field.
Testaverde puts his head down, didn't get there. Testaverde, a big quarterback at 6'5", close to 240 pounds.
I tell you, it's hard to describe how big Vinny is. I mean, even though the numbers, I mean, you say 6'5", but when you stand next to Vinny, it's like
bigger.
It's like it's a house.
Very big in the weight room is Vinny. Spends a lot of time there. And now some defensive changes are made by the Bengal defense as the Ravens go into a huddle. They've been working some no huddle today. Jimmy Spencer has been targeted all day. The cornerback, number 22, he goes off the field now. He was shaken up. Goal line defense for the Bengals. Ravens looking to power it in, and they do. It's over the top goes Bam Morris. 2 touchdowns last week. 1 today with a long way to go. We have 4 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. And the Ravens looking to build their lead to 14-3 with the extra point attempt.
Boy, you know, at the end of this touchdown, it's a great effort by everybody. You see the offensive line of the Ravens literally annihilated the defensive line of Cincinnati, knocked them all down on the ground. So that's 4 carries for 13 yards for Bam and a touchdown.
All in this drive, the extra point by Stover, up and good. And the Ravens have their biggest lead of the day, 14-3.
Are you okay back there, Sarah?
Mommy?
Are you hurt?
No.
She's okay. Are you hurt?
No, I think I'm all right.
Is everyone okay in there?
Yeah, we're fine.
Man, that guy pulled right out in front of you.
Are they okay?
Yeah, these people are all safe.
All right, I'm gonna go check on the other guy.
Mommy?
No, just stay in your seat, sweetheart. It's okay.
At Cigna, we care about people who have babies. We care about companies that make steel and about companies that make bread. We care about life and about all that makes life great or possible or just better. At Cigna, we care because it is our business to care. But we also care because, well, we have babies too. Cigna, a business of caring.
Sears is filled to capacity with tires for whatever you drive. And right now, all Goodyear tires are on sale at the lowest prices of the season. Only at our garage, the Sears Auto Center.
Coming up next, a crucial battle in the AFC East as Dan Marino leads Jimmy Johnson's Dolphins against Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots. Or Steve Bono and the Chiefs travel to Minnesota to face Chris Carter and the Vikings. Or the Oilers collide with the Seahawks. Game 2 coming up next on NBC.
Don Criqui with Beasley Reese back at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore for a 10-play drive. And here is the 10th play, the payoff in Bam Morris.
Look at the offensive line just take everybody down. They're all down on the ground in there before Bam Morris even gets to the line. That's a total wipeout, annihilation.
It was that. And this is really a makeshift line in a sense. Their very good center is out. Steve Everett will probably out a couple more weeks. As a high kickoff carries downfield, and here comes David Dunn across the 20 and the 25, and there a very good special teams hit by Carwell Gardner, number 35, former Buffalo Bill. That's a 15-yard return.
Gardner had a super lead block on the last touchdown play.
Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see a battle in the AFC East as Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots host Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Others will see the Seahawks square off against the Oilers, or the Chiefs travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Steve Everett from the University of Michigan out of Miami, Florida. A fine arts major and a good artist, but unable to play center. He's also an excellent center. Here's a throw downfield taken in by McGee, the tight end.
Tony McGee, the receiver over the
Gary Moeller, the tight ends coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, was the head coach and the guy who recruited Tony McGee to the University of Michigan.
Boy, this is a good throw, but once again, it's a little bit high. Blake has been high all day today, but McGee able to bring that one in. I think it's probably the effect of the wind.
He's got an arm. You're talking about that 68-yarder you saw.
Yeah, I counted it off. The ball traveled so far, I couldn't believe it.
First down. Ravens leading 14-3. Here's a blitz. Picked up nicely. Blake buys some time with his foot speed, gets another block, and then excellent coverage by the Ravens gives him no place to go. So he has to take the 12th man, the sideline, to get out of bounds. San Diego building on its lead over the Colts, a team now in disarray. Perhaps going down to their 4th loss in the last 5 games. Dallas up on Philadelphia. Everybody kind of the Cowboys out, but the boys may again easily be the best.
They're back. You know, they had some trouble in the offensive line once again, and now that that's all settled down, they're winning again.
I was talking to John Garrett, the receivers coach for the Bengals. His brother Jason is one of the Dallas quarterbacks. He said when Michael Irvin returned to practice, he said you couldn't take the smile off Troy Aikman's face. Blake lets her go long. Darnay Scott trying to run under it, and it's overthrown. There's that big arm of Jeff Blake, but too much. Langham covering well for the Ravens as he's with him stride for stride.
Antonio Langham actually ran the route. Look at this. Langham is in front of Scott by 2 yards, and it looks like he's running the route. That's perfect defensive position.
Langham having a good day. He's been burned, as mentioned earlier, a number of times this season, but today he's at the top of his game, and that brings up 3rd down and 12 for the Cincinnati Bengals. 2:42 to play in the first half. There's the blitz. Blake runs away from it. He's on the run, throws, and it's incomplete. As he saw, he could not get the needed yardage, so the Bengals have to punt the ball. He was looking at Carl Pickens and Bruce Coslett, wondering what the play call was or what went wrong. You don't see a whole lot from the sideline.
No, he's not real happy with that. Well, once again, Antonio Langham was right there in position.
Cold enough day that the heaters are out for the first time this season. Chill factor brings temperatures here in Baltimore down to the low 30s.
And we showed you that shot of Steve Everett wearing shorts. This guy, he's an interesting guy.
He's from Miami. Jermaine Lewis running beautifully. And Lewis, the rookie from Maryland, spins all the way out on a 19-yard return to the 40-yard line. Vinny and the Ravens have time to work.
This is the Silicon Prairie, where we get 30,000 calls a day here at Gateway 2000. How come?
Because it was the best value.
I got my money's worth.
We built the computer that I needed.
I needed a high-performance machine, and that's what I got.
And they were great. I felt comfortable right away.
Great big boxes look like a cow.
I got a fork.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. So call 1-800-GATEWAY and ask for our free video. Isn't it time you called?
Ford Ranger has always been able to adapt to just about any environment because Ranger gives you a wide choice of body styles and an incredible variety of available features like anti-lock brakes and a whopping 4-liter V6. So, no matter how the scenery changes, you can fit in without ever blending in. Ford Ranger, the best-selling compact pickup in America, starting at just $10,880.
As long as this thing's been going, we've been chasing it. It's an obsession with us.
Check. We've gone days without seeing anything.
Toying with us again. And there it is right there. You can see its ears and its drum.
Come on, buddy. Come on, baby.
Look at that. Look at about 10 o'clock.
Hey, stop now! Yeah, over there. It's a woodchuck.
Nothing, right?
It's a woodchuck, forget it. Sorry. It just keeps going, and therefore you yourself have to keep going and going.
NBC Thursday. One last hope.
The Lord is my shepherd.
For a dying family.
I shall not want.
An exceptional hour you'll never forget. ER. NBC this Thursday.
Bruce Coslett, his players talk about tough love and hard words, and he had some for some of the linemen.
Yeah, I've been at the end of a few conversations like that. As a player, you just kind of look down at the ground. You just look at the ground, though.
They do have a confidence level, though. It's moved up measurably, as evidenced by the 21 points they scored against Jacksonville to come from behind and win last week. Testaverde, lots of time. He throws and completes the ball to Floyd Turner to the near side of the 48-yard line. A gain of about 9 yards on the play.
Vinny is throwing darts. I mean, this guy is so on and has been for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, Mr. October's taking it into November. His team leading 14-3. And handoff on a short yardage carry. Ernest Biner runs for a first down across midfield. He needed about 1. He got 3. Van Olhoffen brought him down, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. The NFL on NBC continues after this.
Even when the obstacles are too great, even when they say you'll never make it, the NFL and its players urge you to keep trying, which is why the NFL is a proud sponsor of the College Fund, giving $1 million in scholarships to talented but needy young people. Because when they say you'll never make it, we have an answer for them. Please join the NFL and its players in supporting the College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Down by 6. Here we go. Stay calm, Jim. Drop him back. Oop, nobody open. Run, run. Oh, can't get out of bounds. There's Marshall. No, can't get there. Stay calm. Work the pocket. Work the pocket. Wait, don't panic. Here we go. Oh, stay calm. Mom always told me never wait until the last minute, but she never said anything about waiting until the last second. Thanks, Mom.
Stay with us at the half of the Domino's Pizza NFL and NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, Chris Collinsworth, and Joe Gibbs will get you caught up with all the scores and highlights from around the NFL. Plus, they'll preview the games coming up in the second half of our doubleheader, featuring Miami against the Patriots at New England and Kansas City at Minnesota. That's all coming up at halftime. And here's a quarterback comparison. Vinny with the bigger numbers, and Vinny with the lead.
Vinny with the lead, and Vinny is throwing, I mean, he's throwing darts, but Jeff Blake will be called upon, especially if the Ravens are successful on this offensive series. Cincinnati will be jacking the ball up in the air a lot more. But Vinny is so calm, so confident. He's calling all of his own plays, especially when there's no huddle offense. It's all on him.
One of his admirers is Bruce Cowthell. He said he's always felt he had great ability, and I think what you said about the comfortable surroundings he's in has made a lot. As Ernest Biner now runs the ball and well on a first down carry. He is close to the 42-yard line of the Bengals. John Copeland, who's playing injured, number 92, makes the stop.
Don, you have to have the ability to make an offense do something. I mean, if they can run it and pass it, you might as well throw in the towel.
Bengal defense has been on the field a lot today. Here's a throw downfield, and Michael Jackson had it, and then he took a shot from Corey Sawyer.
Oh, what a hit.
Great fire.
And Jackson does well to bounce up.
Oh, what a hit.
Michael Jackson, number 81, went to Southern Mississippi as a quarterback, but they had a better one there, Brett Favre.
It's a pretty good one. Watch this. Now, this is a catch. He's got this. And then coming in is a beautiful shot by the safety Myers.
And here is Bam Morris running with the ball on 3rd and short. It looks like Bam has a first down. He needed to get inside the 39-yard line. James Francis brought him down. Bam talked about when he was at Pittsburgh, he really didn't take football as seriously as he might. Morris talked about how Barry Foster was the guy, and that was fine with him.
8-3 and a first down for Bam.
Morris talked about he really didn't, he was a lot easier. He didn't want the pressure on him, and all of a sudden when he was the guy and the pressure was on him and he didn't like it, now he realizes football's his life.
You know, I thought those comments were very odd. I mean, I was looking at Bam when he was talking about that with my jaw in my lap. I mean, for him to sit there and say that he didn't, you know, once you get to be the guy, you're the starter, you think that that's your dream. But he was very uncomfortable with it. Now he's in a better position, he says, psychologically, to take that type of pressure and looks forward to being the guy again.
First down. Testaverde gets time again. He looks like he's setting a screen that's fallen apart, and Ernest Biner takes the hit from Steve Tovar. The middle linebacker levels him. But there was a gain on the play to about the 35-yard line, a gain of about 3.
Don, once again, the nightmare, if an offense can run the ball and they can throw the ball, you have no chance.
Testaverde takes a look, throws up the middle. Biner has it and holds on, and he's down close to the 30-yard line. And appears to be just about a foot short of another first down as the Ravens drive on with just 49 seconds to play in the half. Testaverde methodically moving his team downfield. Back to the run he goes, and again he goes to Ernest Viner. Tim Johnson makes the stop. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see the rematch of the Patriots and the Dolphins. You'll remember opening day when Jimmy Johnson and his Dolphins hammered the Patriots down in a very hot field in South Florida. Could be different today. It's cold in New England. Others will see Seattle go against the Houston Oilers, or the Kansas City Chiefs play the Minnesota Vikings. Check your local listings for the doubleheader game in your area.
Some good games out there, and I would expect New England to put up a much better showing in Foxborough. Like you said, the weather on their own home course, and New England is really starting to play some good football.
Yes, they are. They're right back in it. First down for Vinny Testaverde and the Ravens. They lead 14-3. He looks, he lofts, wide open is Michael Jackson. A blown coverage and a 26-yard touchdown, and the Ravens have blown the game open. And Bruce Coslett is furious, as the Cincinnati defense was totally out of position.
See, that just shouldn't happen. There's no way in the world a guy's going to be 5 yards behind me, especially when they've been throwing deep balls. They've been throwing the ball to Jackson. It shouldn't happen.
He had a rookie safety in Greg Myers, but the corner wasn't with him, nor was the safeties.
Well, they'd be yelling at me for being too deep.
Yeah, against Jackson.
Against Jackson, they say, Beasley, come up a little bit.
The Ravens were talking when Belichick was their coach at Cleveland last year. That's #1 rule of defense was keep them in front of you. Don't let anything get over your head.
That's the #1 rule, especially for safeties. Now Jackson is the wide man out here, and I can't find the safety, but one of these two safeties comes over and tries to help. Now let's roll the play and take a look and see what happened. These guys just ran into it. It's like looking at the Keystone Cops. They just ran into each other at the end of the play there.
And the scoring throw leaves only 33 seconds to play in the first half, so the Bengals have very little time to get back downfield. And in the third quarter, the Bengals are going to show themselves and the world. Are they the same old Bengals, slumping into mediocrity or less, or will they rally and come back as the high-scoring Baltimore Ravens on top of their game? And Vinny Testaverde with his 20th touchdown throw, that ties his career high for an entire season. That was a 9-play drive. They've had sustained drives. 60 yards the last 26 on the touchdown throw to Jackson. Line drive kick, picked up by an up back. This is Cothran running hard out to the 40-yard line. And with 28 seconds to go after that 18-yard return, the Bengals will go on offense, and they'll be lofting the ball downfield to try and at least get in field goal range. Here's a confident guy, though, Jeff Blake. He doesn't think he's out of this game.
No. Jeff Blake knows he's not out of this game. That's one thing that all the good quarterbacks have, and he's got it. He's got that stride. And, you know, I was talking about defensive backs being deep. There's no way in the world anyone could get behind me right now if I played for the Ravens.
Well, I've got those corners backing way off. Here's Blake standing in against the rush. Lost it off nicely. Eric Bieniemy cutting for the sideline, and in his wisdom, he stays in bounds. That's a killer. With 17 seconds left, that was an error by the receiver. You run out of bounds and stop the clock. Now they use a timeout, but it's down to 15 seconds.
Yeah,
Thompson knocked him down.
That was poor clock management there. If he's not going to run out of bounds, he's got to pop up calling a timeout.
Testaverde on pace for perhaps a 400-yard passing day. He's had 300 plus the last 5 games, thrown for 15 touches in the 5 previous games. 2 touchdown throws already today.
So they're just having fun right now. Strzok and Testaverde, they're talking about how everything's going great and going over some little fine touches.
Things go wrong in this league, though, don't they? Last week they gave up 469 yards to the Rams, who at this point are barely in the NFL the way they've been playing. But they can score, can the Ravens? Since he still has 2 timeouts, and now they've put 4 seconds back on. Look for a sideline pattern. Jeff Blake against a 3-man rush, so he gets time. Takes a look, and he's on the run. Straight up the middle of the field, slides to a halt, gets up calling timeout, and he stops the clock with 12 seconds to play. Another throw and catch. They'll be in field goal range.
Not bad. That was a good job there. Like I said, if you're going to call timeout, pop up calling it.
Gain of 12 on first down.
Bengals down to 1 timeout remaining as Jeff Blake, who was a 6th-round draft choice of the New York Jets when Bruce Coslet was the head coach there. He was cut in the parking lot.
He never heard about it. He never saw the light of day with the Jets. I think he took 1 snap.
Then he comes to the Bengals as a complete free agent for the minimum salary. Last January, starts in the Pro Bowl for the AFC, and is now knocking down a cool $3 million a year.
This is America.
Yes, it is. And he deserves every dime of it. The kid's been terrific.
America. That's not happening in any other countries, baby. This is America. That's beautiful.
He has a lot of confidence in Bruce Coslet and vice versa. Now it's first down, but only 12 seconds remain in the first half clock. Blake stands in. He fires, and it comes in low. 7 seconds left. So they'll have time for 1 more throw, and we'll try to get their field goal unit out. That was Tony McGee as Blake's yelling something at him.
Well, he didn't like the pattern. Yeah, he didn't like the pattern. I think Coslet was saying that he's supposed to come back, a gesture that he made with his arm. So
Andy Anderson, the offensive coordinator. You dare try a pitch to the end zone instead of the field goal.
Yeah, I think if they go, let me see, 7 seconds, they got to throw it in the end zone.
Or a quick sideline pattern and then try the long field goal. Blake takes a look. He's looking deep. Yes, he is indeed. It's going to be a jump ball down there. Tipped around, and it's incomplete. Oh, it's picked off. Eric Turner gets it on the final play of the half. So an interception, but it stops any touchdown threat. And the Baltimore Ravens go to the locker room with a commanding 21-3 lead, and Bruce Coslet and his Bengals have some going over to do.
This is the greatest time in the world for a defensive back. And you see Eric in perfect position, jumps up higher than everyone else, comes up with the ball.
And a great second look from our NBC cameras, as now we're going to go to New York to Greg Gumbel.